as I'm stuck at home. Got plenty of time, so I'm just testing out different streams and different lives, seeing if the lives will be different depending on the time of day and what they are about. So to test that, I decided to have two different lives at one time, and then same two different lives at a different time, and then compare them. So this is one where we're going to have a bit of a chat, and usually these do much better compared to, for example, game streaming. So probably going to go with those more often, um, which is better for me because I like to talk with people, and it's a bit more engaging and I guess a bit more serious than just playing a video game, even though I like uh, a good video game now and again. So yeah, that's basically the point of this one. We'll see how it goes, and if we have anything to talk about with anybody who joins us. And while we do that, I'll just test these games once more here on YouTube. There's puzzling stuff, but I do not see it at the moment. So we'll just head on out and try it at a different time, but we'll stay and stream and see how it goes. So yeah, I'm seeing here there's a few games that we can play uh, while having this live chat, but it's probably not working properly for now, or maybe on my phone. That I don't know, but we'll see. Anyway, change of positioning. I did not get the nice green background as it's still quite sunny and quite hot outside. So that's why I'm indoors with AC, thankfully, and it's not that hot. However, usually the case with these lives, at least for now, was that in the first minute or two, there's no viewers, and then after that, so when minute 3 starts, people join in, and then they would some would leave, some would stay, but that's when usually the algorithm, I guess, would push people in. However, that's not happening at the moment, so it could be, I guess, that it's just not the right time, or maybe the algorithm, for whatever reason, decided not to push people this way. I do not know. We could say that there might be a shadow ban, but that's always an option, so I'm not gonna think on it or dwell on it too much. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Feels weird just talking uh, into a camera like this without like any feedback, so not gonna go on for long unless we get some here. Focus fast photography. I found this randomly. Def, no shadow ban. That's awesome. Great to hear it. Thank you for that feedback. That's good to know. And yeah, I'm just testing out different types of lives and streams and seeing if uh, one works more than the other. And it seems like these conversation ones would work much better. What do you do here, brother? Asks Focus Fast Photography. Well, basically for this one, I was just wondering or thinking that we would have a conversation on different subjects or whatever people are interested in, and I'm good with anything as long as, of course, keep things civil. That being said, yeah, I didn't prepare any particular topic for today. Just wanted to see how folks are doing and if anybody has any particular topic in mind, question, anything like that. I usually talk about fitness as that's one of my areas that I'm good at. But yeah, it can be anything else, of course. And I also tried a bit of game streaming these days as I'm stuck at home. But yeah, that's heck yeah. Def a sub out of me. Keep the good work, man. I'll tune in again for sure, says Focus Fast Photography. Definitely. Thank you very much. Uh, much love to you, my friend, and thank you for the sub. Hope I can return the favor. And yeah, for anybody who's interested, please visit Focus Fast Photography's page. If give them a sub as well. So yeah, thank you for stopping by, and thank you for the sub. Very much appreciated. And for everybody else as well, thank you if you subscribe, and if you're interested in any kind of conversation, just let me know, and we can talk about any kind of subject. I'm down. I'm interested in having a conversation with anybody, really. And I guess that's because just a bit of a background, I guess, on me. I was a teacher for about 7 years, and I was teaching online and had students from all over the globe. Basically, a lot of students from Asia, but there were students from Russia and Spain and all of that. So that basically was why, or that's how I got connected with a lot of people from different places, and we would get into conversations uh, with all kinds of people and different types of conversations, and that for me was really fun. There would be older people, younger people. There would be um, people with some interesting jobs, people with maybe boring jobs but interesting stories, and so on. So yeah, that's just something that's fun for me. Matthew had a comment, and yeah, not gonna dwell on it too much, but yeah, it is what it is. You can obviously scroll away if this is not the type you're interested in, like a type of live, obviously. Um, were you into fitness coaching? Asks whatever. Yeah, for a time I was uh, coaching some fitness as well, but these days I just do it. I mean, I keep exercising and keep living an active lifestyle whenever I can, because I have a sanitary work environment. I work at an office, and that kind of gives me, some a bit of displeasure because I'm just in an office. But then when I leave, I try and be as active as I can. So yeah, I would go wherever, like swimming, going to the gym. Obviously, that would be a few times a week, going for walks, runs sometimes. It depends on the weather and the organization, but yeah, it's every day is some sort of activity for me. And yes, I was a coach for a little while. Um, so yeah, I hope that answers your question, and thank you for asking. At the moment, though, I like just these days, I'm stuck at home and can't really exercise, but that's gonna change within like a week or two. So no big deal there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully, answered your folks' question. If anybody has additional questions or things they would like to discuss, let me know, and we can do so. But in general, yeah, I would say fitness is great for everybody. Just it's regardless of your age. It just depends what type of fitness or what type of exercises and movement and things you can do for yourself to improve your mood and overall health, which is the aim. And it does do wonders. So yeah, definitely a big recommendation for anybody. Some people can do a bit more, some can do a bit less, but yeah, that's so even for example, people that are in recovery from, let's say, surgeries, activity like depending on what kind of surgery and all that can be doing wonders for that recovery. So like walking, some types of movement, and all that is much better than just lying in bed, sitting down all the time. So yeah, that's That's it. Basically, just a small pitch for exercise and a healthy lifestyle in general. And yeah, yeah, feel free to leave your comments, questions if you have them, and if not, that's still okay. I would ask you to like the video and subscribe if you wish, as that can help me a lot and can help the channel grow as well. So yeah, that's that's that. Another important thing, I guess, would be to stay hydrated. Usually something I say often because, yeah, you need quite a bit of water, especially in these days when it's quite hot. The heat wave here, for example, is ongoing and I don't see the end at the moment. So, with no end in sight and no rain, it can get a bit tough. But yeah, that's why it's extra important to get enough fluids, especially if they are just water and maybe coffee, tea, something like that. If it's alcohol, then it just depends on when to do it, not all the time. Obviously, don't do that. So yeah, I'll shut up for a minute, see if anybody has any extra questions, anything that they would like to say. Um, G Rizzo says, "Okay, water boy." Yeah, you. I guess I am. Um, Also, swimming when we're talking about water, swimming an awesome exercise. So there you go. I combined the fitness and water. Obviously, staying hydrated and being into fitness is important, but we can also mention swimming as an awesome exercise, especially if you go like to beach somewhere, going on a summer vacation. Swimming is the thing to do. Kind of like an active vacation. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't have any speech prepared. I didn't have any special preparation for this. Just wanted to test it out. Um, Blood a lifeguard now. um, yeah, those jobs are tough, dude. Like a lifeguard, it's tough because it can be kind of boring. You're just sitting in the sun all day. Gets exhausting. You get a good tan at least. That's something. Um, but yeah, it can be boring until that moment where it's really important, and then you need to be ready and get into that water. So yeah, it's an interesting job when you think about it, just for a little bit, because you're on a beach or on by the pool, and people usually love that. But you can't really have a swim, and you're sitting there watching other people enjoy themselves while you're just, you know, uh, dealing with the heat. So yeah, lifeguards, important job, I guess not paid enough and kind of boring most of the time. Not not all that fun. I had a few friends who were lifeguards. Mm, some of them, one friend was quite a celebrity. He was walking around the pool and he was kind of looking like he's important and all that. And then all the kids were like, "Oh, he's cool." And then the ladies started thinking that as well. And yeah, turned out well for him, I guess. Then again, I see some lifeguards using their phones a lot. Not the best on that kind of job. Um, how to be consistent with fitness working out is exciting in the beginning, but things get tough with work and managing general mental health. Share some tips, says whatever. Excellent question and a tough one. I can give a few tips. about that for sure. I hope that they will be of some use to you. So, but yeah, here's at least my view on it. Yeah, so exercising in general does at first get like very interesting for people, and in the first few months, people get to see the biggest, fastest results, and they might get hooked on it, but then they might get discouraged later because after those few months, they those kinds of results don't happen anymore in that speed. So you do see results, but not at that rate. And so it's important not to get discouraged by that. It's also important, in my opinion at least, that you exercise and you do exercises that are in some way interesting to you, for you, and that you feel good. For example, I'll just illustrate a little bit. I like running and walking. I like some sorts of cardio, but I don't like them in the gym. Like if I'm just running and looking at a wall, at a window, at whatever, I'm not actually going, moving. That for me is really, really boring. So I don't do it. And then what I do would be go to the park and run there maybe, or walk and stuff like that. However, it does take more time to go there than, for example, to the gym for some people. In my case, the gym is really just outside the building, so easy for me to get time to get to the gym. But if I'm going like to the fitness center where it's like 3 kilometers from my house, it takes more time. Plus, if I have chores, if I have other things, so there's a challenge there. However, you might like see more improvements in terms of mental health. I find at least if you would, um, for example, go walking, so go for longer walks in different types of environments, sometimes in nature, sometimes in the city. But if you take the same route every time, it's going to be boring. So you want to maybe push yourself, go a bit further, go into different areas, explore a little bit, and it can do wonders. It depends on how much time you have, and obviously your conditioning and everything like that, how much you can walk. But you, for example, would want to aim for something like, depending on where you live, like it's miles or kilometers and stuff like that. But if we count it in steps, then everybody gets the same idea. So, like, they usually say 10,000 steps a day. That's fine. You don't have to aim for that number. You can aim for something like 8,000. And that's like on average in a week. So you get like a step counter and aim for that. Then, depending on your fitness goals, you can, of course, aim higher, but like 8,000 at first, and then see where you are, and then try and push yourself a little bit. This is just general talk. Of course, if someone wants more specified tips, you feel free to, of course, write it in the comments, and I'll do that. But this is for people in general. Like, I find it at least that walking helps a lot with, um, let's say, mental health and feeling more relaxed, and you just feel a bit better. More endorphins come your way because you not only exercise, but you see different things. Your brain is not just preoccupied with some other non like if you're in the gym, you're just focusing on the same things that you see, same people, same environment. But when you're outside, it's much better, and you engage in watching different things. If you're in the city, you need to cross the street, you see different cars, different buildings, people, la da da da, all of that. Same thing with the weather. It it's nice because it changes, so it's not boring in that sense, I guess. So all of that. Let's say walking. Um, for other types of exercises, I would say you just need to change, depending again on what your goals are. If it's building muscle mass, if it's losing weight, uh, if it's building strength, or building stamina, and so on, um, you would need to change just the exercises that you're doing and the types of exercises. Sorry. So, for example, if you're bored at going to the gym or doing exercise at your home, you can do that a few times. Let's say aim for twice a week to go to the gym and aim for another type of activity on a third day in the week. Maybe riding a bike, maybe going for a swim, going for sprints. Sprinting, excellent exercise as well. Uh, Anything like that, kayaking, uh, whatever it, um, whatever triggers you and whatever is your kind of activity, dancing, going to martial arts, boxing, jujitsu, whatever. So find something that you enjoy and go with that. Changing it up, so changing the types of exercises you do. You can do different types of exercise for the same um, areas, and music can help as well. Whatever says right, thanks, you're most welcome. But yeah, just if you are, that's the thing. Like, if people go to the gym, do the same exercise, and then repeat, 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 at one point it gets real boring and you just don't want to do it anymore and you might quit. So, yeah, doing different things definitely can help. And if you can, sometimes exercising with a friend also can be quite fun, helpful, and especially like with spotting you, they can spot you in the gym. You can lift heavier weights and so on. But there's also the element of just socializing and talking, and the whole exercise session goes quickly. So there's that. Same thing with, of course, walking, going with a friend for a walk can be quite helpful. So yeah, those would be um, some definite benefits to that. Like, I remember during COVID, I wanted like to just lose my mind as we were in lockdown, and then when I would go just out for a walk of like 2 hours, I'd feel much better. So there's that, and it's something that anybody can do. It can help with maintaining your muscle mass, but it can also help with losing weight if that's the target. So yeah, that's basically it. Then supplements can help, but not that much. Um, don't think that supplements will do like a world of good. There's just a handful that are quite effective, but they all depend on your activity. So that's that's the main thing. And sleep, yeah, definitely aim for getting enough quality sleep. That's quite important. Yeah. So if anybody has extra questions, feel free to um, mention them, and to write here questions or observations or anything that you like. Really, I don't mind. Um, is it a good idea to take protein from day one of exercising? Yeah. Protein in general is a good idea. Um, and either way, like if you want to lose weight or gain muscle mass, you can do even both at times. But yeah, taking protein is fine. It just depends on your body. Like, for example, if you are maybe a lactose intolerant, which is not the perfect term because everybody has some tolerance. It's just that some people have a much lower tolerance. So if you have a low tolerance towards lactose, then just take an isolated version of that protein. So whey isolate, for example. Um, And it's good because it helps your muscles recover after working out. That's one thing. And then it helps build those same muscles. For people that want to lose weight, gaining muscle is actually a good thing because most of the time, because those muscles will help burn more calories and then they will lose more fat that way. For people that want to build muscle, of course, that's also a good thing. Um, and you might find that when you take the protein, um, you might feel more satiated and you might not want to eat something else, especially if it's sweet, because protein is quite sweet. And so if you, for example, wanted to eat some cake and instead you eat the protein, you then might not want to eat the cake later because protein is quite sweet, even though it does not contain a lot of sugar. So yeah, taking some protein when you're exercising is good. For some people, there's the lactose, and for some people, protein might not feel good if they take it on an empty stomach. So make sure you take the protein after exercising if you're taking it, and not on an empty stomach, just to make things easier for your gut. So you might eat protein with, for example, banana. Helps keep it all together, and with maybe some oatmeal. Just you can make oatmeal with protein, mix it up, and the oats will give you the fiber that's very important for health, and some carbs. The protein will provide, of course, the protein, and the banana can also help with like adding the structure of it, but also giving you, but and also giving you potassium, which helps prevent cramps, for example. So all good things. Yeah, that's that for protein. So yeah, whey and protein in general is like very safe in general. It just depends on some extreme cases. If someone has a particular issue with something, then they might not need or should not take it. But in like most cases, um, that's good. Like protein's good, and um, some other supplements would be like vitamin C and magnesium and all that, but you don't mainly you don't need those. Magnesium you might need, gives you a bit more rest for your muscles if you're exercising a lot and helps you sleep better. But again, you would need to test um, yourself and see if you have too much magnesium, then you definitely don't want to take more supplements. Um, and the other supplement would be creatine. It's the fastest or most effective supplement. Like after 2 weeks, you'll definitely see results in terms of your physical appearance, but in terms of your strength as well. So there's that. Again, for some people, it might not be okay in terms for their gut. Some people are too sensitive, and for them, maybe try a lower dose. If that doesn't help, then don't take it. And yeah, in general, it's a most tested supplement and it's safe. And yeah, just like with anything, don't overuse it, and try it out a little bit. See if it fits you. If you don't have any problems, then you can obviously continue with it. That's it for supplements. More or less, like protein and creatine are the two main ones, and then vitamins, so. Vitamins, if you really need them. People, for example, that are not in sunny places, like, for example, Norway, there's a lot of nighttime there, need supplements in form of D vitamins. Those are very important supplements for them. So yeah, that's just uh, depends on your location. Um, and D vitamin is also important for like hormonal health and for fighting off viruses and all that. So it's very good. But again, you need to check if you have enough of it. If you have a deficiency, take the supplement, and that's it. So for all those vitamins and minerals, check if you have a deficiency first, and then if you do, take the supplementation. If you don't, then don't take it. Don't waste your money, and yeah, don't hurt yourself if you have already enough in your body. So yeah, I hope that covers it. I tried to be detailed, but then not talk for like an hour about it. So yeah, hope it's a useful tip. Um, and yeah, protein, definitely something that you would want if you're aiming to build muscle. Um, if anybody has uh, more questions, comments, statements, I'll wait and see. If not, we'll end the live. I guess I'm in no rush. I'd love to talk with you folks. It's just that I don't want to waste your time if nobody has anything more they would like to mention. And I would like to thank whatever for asking these interesting questions, as it gives me something that I like to talk about, and it hopefully helps some folks as well. So I think it works out well. Okay, I think that'll do it. For me here, the viewer count, for some reason, um, does not show correctly, but that's fine. Thank you, by the way, folks, for liking. Thank you for being active in the chat, and thank you for being here. Of course, for those of you that subscribed, thank you very much for that as well. I hope you enjoyed this one, and hope to see you again soon. Have a great rest of your day or evening, and yeah, maybe see you tomorrow. Take care.